You're very welcome to Bealtaine Cottage here in the west of Ireland. So I'm just watching this little wren on the roof of the shed. I'm getting to see a lot more life from the window because I've moved my desk. Now what the little wren did initially, it just bounced up onto the roof and then went in through the clematis there. Obviously finding little insects to eat, and now it's kind of just sunbathing a little bit on the roof, cleaning its feathers. It's very rare to get to see wrens up close because they are very tiny and they're also very secretive. I'm getting to see a lot of wrens here. It's rather beautiful, isn't it? It's going back in there now, look. You can just see it moving around a little bit in under the clematis. There, it's just on the edge of it. You see the importance of untidy gardening, letting things ramble over roofs and there looks to be a pair of wrens and I'm thinking, oh no, that's a little blue-tit I think, or chaffinch. I'm wondering if there could be a little nest in there. Look at that. I think I made the right move to this window. Don't you? Interesting, because it seems to have a few feathers missing from its wing. And it seems to be kind of resting the wing, letting the sun get to it. It's picking out little mites now. So I've been moving all the furniture around in the studio and I've put the sleeping area, which is the sofa bed, up on that end, and I've brought the desk and the books and all the stuff to do with my little office down on this end. And consequently I'm getting to see birds on the roof of the shed. It's absolutely fascinating just to watch. And I think I've also got a better view out this window. Yeah. It's good to change things around. This is the little planter that I put in place, just 2 tires on top of the gravel, lots of homemade compost, and then into that a honeysuckle, which you can see here, and this is a jasminum, I think, yes, and you can see it's reached the top of this little trellis, which I just sort of tied in a little bit. I haven't even secured it. I'm hoping that the plant itself will secure it as it grows, and that appears to be what's happening because it's very, very sturdy and getting sturdier, of course, and even flowering, which is beautiful. Got some flowers there. So let me just go to the other side and you can see. There we go. So it's really taken on a shape, and of course it's beginning to cover the dead wisteria. But look at the roses. I couldn't have chosen a better spot for these roses, or for this rose, because the scent from them is heavenly. And I've got the door of the studio open, and the scent is just filtering in, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And there's lots of little flies and wasps and bees around that are pollinating these beautiful roses. So this is going to be covered with beautiful rose hips during the course of the winter. Look at this, you hear the buzzing. They're having a fantastic time on the roses. I'll just stand back so you can see just how luscious they all are. Of course, I must take down my washing because it's all dry now. I've got some things stacked out on the veranda of the studio because, of course, I'm just completing a move around of furniture in there just to release and to bring in new energy. So do you remember when I put all these plants here, I said this was a way of keeping the veranda dry because the rain seemed to come in at an angle. It's done a very good job, and I noticed that with that torrential rain that we had. So I'm very pleased with that so far. This is what I'm doing with all the barrels of water. I put a big stick or a branch or something into it, and with some of the top poking out, and that way then anything that falls in the water or gets into the water has a way of getting back out again. And it's quite successful, as you can see. This Cotoneaster is like a big parasol now, providing beautiful shade. So, another feast for the bees, because the rubus is all coming out in flower now, and the bees absolutely love these flowers, and they're coming up all over the rubus. And the bees will pollinate those flowers, and they will turn into the most delicious Himalayan raspberries, I think they're called, because it's a cross between a blackberry and a raspberry, and they are delicious. So this is a fantastic ground cover. It's evergreen, which is really beneficial for small creatures that need to have shelter in a storm or over the course of the winter. It covers weedy areas really well. It fruits. The pollinators love it. And what's not to like about it? And it's not invasive because you can pull it up very easily. And you know what I say about invasive plants? There's no such thing as invasive plants, there's just lazy people. So I'm just outside the window of where my desk is now. And this sycamore tree is amazing because it gives so much shelter and so much shade. And it's only about, I think it's about 4 or 5 years old. And you can see the shade it casts, which is lovely. So I'm still on my juice fast. This is day 16. Yes, day 16. And I'm feeling really well. Lots of energy, as you can see from the work I've done in the studio. Lots of energy and feeling really really calm now, really nice, and like I've got a flow going in terms of I can see myself sticking to the juice fast now until the end of July, which is my goal, which is my target. There we go, there's the window of the studio. I'm enjoying this new space already. It's just a short video, just a short update, but blessings to you all. My little patchy roof. Patchy and a little bit broken. Look, you can see there's a slate chip there on the side. Still, keeps me dry. So thanks for watching this video. This is my motto, plant like your life depends on it, for it does. And this is what's happened here at Bealtaine Cottage over the past 16 years. I've spent all that time planting and co-creating with Mother Earth, finally writing some books about it, and you'll find a link to the bookshop just below this video. And here are some pictures of how it all looked in the beginning. Haven't changed the cottage much, but I have planted over 1,100 trees, so the land has now been restored, and it's beautiful.